Taylor Swift sent me a cancer patient. Hair accessories. I stumbled upon this shop and I cannot tell you how happy I was to find a place that called Taylor Swift out on her bullcrap. And I want to share my Taylor Swift story here because I feel like this is the only place I can do so. This is a rant and it's a bit long, but it is 100% true and showcases what kind of person she really is. I used to be Swiftie. I followed her from her first album all the way up until 1989. My first ever concert was seeing her on the Red Tour. I felt like she understood me and cared about me. Her music was important to me in so many ways. When I was 11, I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. For anyone who doesn't know, AML is one of the most aggressive and deadly blood cancers that mostly affects older men. It was absolutely brutal on my body. I will forever have heart concerns because of the chemo they used and tried to get rid of my cancer. I fell into a deep depression. My care team at the hospital and my parents essentially signed me up for every kind of therapy possible to try to get me out of this horrible cloud of depression. I did not like most of them, but I found I liked the music therapist, and so I chose to do music therapy. My music therapist found out I loved Taylor Swift, and together we rewrote the lyrics to Shake It Off, which was really big at the time. Our lyrics were about shaking off cancer. It was therapeutic. But then, as we talked about it more, we decided to make a music video. We got the entire hospital involved, down to the construction workers across the street. And they brought in a professional camera crew. I sang horribly. I had cancer and my vocal cords were shot. And we made a video. The PR team at the hospital sent the video out, and it actually generated a substantial amount of buzz. It was an article on People magazine online, as well as Fox and the Daily Mail. It was not long after her mother had been diagnosed with cancer and several months before Taylor was due to come to St. Louis for her 1989 tour. I had tickets, but obviously was unable to go. It crushed me. It was the goal of everyone to get her to visit the hospital, but I realistically, even as a kid, knew she probably wouldn't visit us while she was in town. But I still hoped she'd send me something. A little note or a signed card or something to say that she saw me and she cared. After all, her mom was just diagnosed and she would be in town. Considering all the media buzz, there is no way in heck she or her people didn't hear about it, period. And even though the hospital people were reaching out and everyone I knew was using their connection in some way to reach her or her people, it was complete and utter radio silence. Nothing. The concert came and went, she didn't visit, and I felt like one person I admired most in the world didn't care about me. Now, for everyone who hasn't been to a Taylor Swift concert, which I will guess is a great deal of you all, people who buy tickets at a certain level receive a kind of a swag bag with a merch before the concert. Or they used to, I have no idea how it is now. A bag, some pins, a t-shirt, etc. I had received one when I went on her Red Tour when I was younger. It's not a super special thing, it's just a random merch they give to people to incentivize them to buy more expensive tickets. Several months after this, I received a package through the mail. I am still in the hospital, mind you, and it was from Taylor Swift's people. I was so excited! But all it was aforementioned generic crap. It was clearly a leftover bag because some of the merch was a bit defective, and sitting right on top of the bag's contents were themed hair toys and barrettes. Whoever sent this bag didn't give a flying F about me. They wanted me to shut up and stop asking for attention. They didn't even bother to check the contents of the bag to send me a t-shirt that was my size, or to get rid of the horrific reminder that I have no hair. I made excuses for her for the longest time. She's busy, or her people sent it, not her. But screw that! She couldn't take the 5 seconds it takes to scroll out a quick note to me? When I tell Swifties this story, they often brush me off and say it wasn't her, but I don't care. I was downright thinking about ending myself and beyond depressed, and the thought that this singer, who I admired so very much, would send me a quick little something was literally all I clung onto for a month. Yeah, I should probably let it go, but I won't. It was an awful thing for a person to do, especially someone who admired and loved you so much. So she's even more popular and I cannot avoid her stupid face no matter what I do. I am reminded of that horrible feeling every single time I have to hear about her. And I am so sick of the people who worship her like a god or something when she's really just a selfish and spiteful person. I don't even know what to say. I cannot even fathom how great you should think of yourself that you expect celebrities, billionaires to care about you. And let's not forget that this post comes from an adult person. I could understand if it was a child who is upset, who is sick, but it is an adult person. No, Taylor Swift doesn't owe you anything, like anything. The bit about hair ties is upsetting though, because it really is a bad tone to send a chemo patient a hair tie. Seems like an evil joke, but nonetheless, it doesn't really make the situation any better. OMG entitlement of some people. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I really want to get 25 more subscribers till the end of the week. So if you subscribe, you will make my day. Entitled couple thinks they should control our vacations. So I, 21 female, have a big friend group of around 10 people. We usually get along fine and get together a few times per month. A few years ago, we tried to set up a vacation with all of us, but it didn't work out because no one could find the same exact time to go. So we went with 7 people, leaving the other 3 behind. The other 3 were fine with it and wished us fun. This vacation was kind of a disaster because of 2 people specifically. Let's call them Danielle, 20, female, and her boyfriend Marcus, 21, male. They micromanaged everything, told us what to do and where to go at all times, and overall, it was not fun. Last year, I came up with the idea of going to Ibiza with a few people. I asked in the group chat and said I could bring 4 people, because my family has a vacation home there with space for 4 extra guests. The first 4 who responded went with me. Danielle and Marcus were not part of this vacation and got extremely upset, calling us names and saying we weren't real friends, etc. We offered to have them come if they book an Airbnb nearby, but they only agreed if we split the bill with them. We tried to accommodate and communicated every detail, but the booking got postponed so much that it cost us a lot extra, almost 200 euros each, which is like $215 US. We couldn't find a solution and decided to go to Ibiza without them. They got very mad and said we cannot go on vacation without including everyone. The other 3 people from the first vacation were also not going, and they were okay with it. It was just Danielle and Marcus who were upset. They imposed a rule that you can go on vacation if it is just 2 people, but if it is 3 and above, you need to invite everyone. Fast forward to this year, I found that rule stupid and asked my 4 best friends in this group if they wanted to go to Spain. They said yes, and we started planning. My grandma surprised us for my 21st birthday by purchasing rooms in a beautiful hotel for each of us. So it was quickly decided we would go. We knew we had to tell Danielle and Marcus somehow, because just going without telling them would make them very upset. We postponed it and 2 months went by without telling them, making it awkward. I finally told them kindly what the plan was and that it was not intended to be rude. Well, it backfired. They became extremely upset. When I first told Danielle, she was okay with it. But then I received a text from her that they were actually extremely mad at me. They were upset that my friends and I didn't communicate and just booked the vacation without them. We somewhat understand, but we just didn't want to go through the whole thing again like last year. Well, first of all, bougie! Because I guess the biggest surprise I got from my grandma was like a box of Ferrero Rochers. But yeah, I guess different tax bracket, right? But as for Marcus and Danielle, OMG! how entitled you should be. So you're like, well, I cannot afford to go on that vacation, and I was not fast enough to get a free accommodation. So you know what we can do? You can pay for my vacation. I wish world worked like that. Well, maybe it does in the world of people who have holiday homes in Ibiza. Anyway, they are very entitled and honestly very childish. Also, guys, if there is a subreddit that you want me to cover, please write it in the comment and 100% I will cover that subreddit. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can also watch that awesome video or this awesome playlist. See you next time!